When you hear New Orleans, you probably think of Mardi Gras or Creole cuisine, but the city hasn't always been the safest.
Yeah, in 2022, it was known as the murder capital of America when the police department's manpower hit historic lows. And despite the deadly New Year's Day attack in the French Quarter, New Orleans says in the 2 years prior, it implemented solutions that slashed crime rates, including a more than 50% drop in homicides and armed robberies. State leaders credit part of the crime-fighting success to the creation of Troop NOLA, the first Louisiana State Police troop based in New Orleans. They help the NOPD with patrols and investigations. They've also tapped into the city's crime cameras and drones. That, officers say, has resulted in more traffic stops and arrests.
Reporter Tan Trung gives us a behind-the-scenes look at the AI-assisted surveillance system.
Near the Cabildo in Jackson Square, a group of Louisiana State Troopers is monitoring multiple camera feeds. The videos you're seeing are from some of the 150-plus crime cameras positioned throughout the French Quarter by a nonprofit called Project NOLA. Brian Lagarde is the executive director.
I was formerly with the New Orleans Police Department, with the District Attorney's Office. Many years ago, I was one of the people sitting in a hot car taking pictures of the gangsters and things of that sort. And I realized there had to be a better way of doing things.
That was 15 years ago. Fast forward to now. Project NOLA has more than 5,000 cameras throughout New Orleans. Artificial intelligence can control their movement, and some have the ability to switch to thermal imaging.
And when we see something suspicious, or if we see a crime in progress, or when we see a crime in progress, we're able to take remote manual control of that camera, zoom in very closely on that particular person. We can see what's in their hands. We can tell the difference between crystal meth, crack cocaine, marijuana. We can look at their waistband to see if there's a bulge, if we see a little piece of a gun sticking out.
Lagarde says over the years, Project NOLA's cameras have assisted in many cases, including spotting the car and suspects involved in the carjacking of Orleans Parish DA Jason Williams.
We saw the people who were in it. We've tracked them back to where they lived. And then ultimately, Louisiana State Police moved in. They were in charge of the investigation for that one.
Our goal is to target the criminals that cause the most damage in the communities and take action against them. And Project NOLA gives us the ability to do that.
Captain Rodney Hyatt is the head of Troop NOLA, a specialized unit created this year to help a severely understaffed New Orleans Police Department in patrol and response. Since the summer, Troop NOLA has been collaborating with Project NOLA to get that done. Right now, there are 18 members of Troop NOLA. The plan is to bring that number up to 40 in the coming months, but that still would be a relatively small number. Captain Hyatt says the Project NOLA cameras enable them to put more eyes on the street.
The camera systems actually give us more guardianship over the city, as it allows us to watch crime throughout the entire city where we cannot obviously not be present at all times.
It's this kind of team-up and tapping into technology that's been consistently mentioned in the city's dramatic reduction in crime. And at a time when police recruitment remains low, these creative collaborations may have to be part of the path forward.
Another partnership driving change, the NOLA Coalition, a group of local business, civic, and community leaders focused on public safety. Their goal to reopen communication and involve other agencies in the police department's efforts.
Where we're going to place blame on political leaders, on the police, on the community. And we decided up front that we were not going to be negative, that we were going to focus on being supportive, and that we were going to be positive.
The coalition pushed for initiatives to support the NOPD, including advocating for police pay raises. It's also helped raise millions of dollars for nonprofits, especially those working with kids in the city.
We thought it was really important that if we were going to be making recommendations and in some cases demands, we had to put our money where our mouth is. We couldn't just make empty demands without the business and civic community and philanthropic community opening its wallets as well.
To learn about the collaborations that have helped New Orleans drastically cut its crime rates, head to investigatetv.com and search NOLA Coalition.